We've missed you guys.
We missed you. You have to watch the other video to figure that out. So anyway, this week, first of all, we want to thank you for those individuals that signed in and signed into the contracts class last week on Thursday. That was Thursday, right? Thursday at 1:30, and was listening to the leasing class with Denise here. She did an awesome job in rental basics.
Rental basics.
Rental basics. Hopefully, she will be doing that a few more times and stuff like that. Had some good questions from some agents and stuff like that, and we are always looking for questions that we can help you with, so you can contact us anytime. But today we were going to talk about those clients that take up a lot of time.
Too much time.
Those individuals that love to see properties but don't like to put in applications or contracts if you're in the sales side. So we were just going to be discussing that real quick today to set some boundaries, I guess, because that is one big thing that at least new agents don't know, is setting boundaries for their clients. Because if not, those clients will have you driving around all over the place looking at all types of properties.
Even ones they can't afford.
Yeah.
Even though they've told you that they have a certain cap that they're trying to maintain, and yet, please show me this house that's above my cap.
Yeah, and you want to be a nice agent and you want to show it to them anyway, but that's not helping you.
We do walk a very fine line of trying to prioritize and take care of our customers. It's a hard line to walk. I learned a lot from Denise, actually, so I set you up. Tell us what we learned.
I was like,
So first of all, when it comes, and then this was in my contract class, I have a entire lead interview that I do with any leads before I start working with them. And the second question after are you working with a realtor is, when is your move date? Okay, so for me, they have to be within 30 days, maybe 45, depending on the time of year and just some people just need more time. This just in their personality. But for the most part, it's 30 days. Like I tell people, they have to be pretty much almost homeless for me to work with them, because then they feel the pressure of finding something. If you work with them with too much time, they're going to want to see everything that's on the market. So that's the first thing that I do. I make sure that they're within a time period of having to move.
So let's go back to that first question about, are you working with another realtor?
Right.
Because at least in the rental market, it seems like renters do not have any loyalty when it comes to a real estate agent showing them properties, because they just want to see the property as soon as possible. And normally, as a real estate agent, we normally don't fill out the
Contract,
the buyer
agreement.
renters agreement. We normally don't fill that out. A lot of real estate agents don't, because it's a rental contract kind of thing. I'm not saying you shouldn't, and I'm not saying you should. That's totally up to you.
It's required.
It's required, but a lot of real estate agents don't do it. And even if you do, a lot of renters will shy away from signing a contract with a person just to see a real estate, just to see a rental kind of thing. So what's your thoughts on that?
that's rough. I mean, it's a requirement to get it filled out, and it's really, it saves your commission and your time that you spent with that individual. It's just trying to find out when the best time to get them to sign it would be. That's just me. I'd probably show them 1 or 2 homes, 3 at max, before maybe trying to get them to sign one out, just so that we can build up a rapport and I can see what type of client they are and see if we're going to be able to mesh so that we can move forward.
And I know you talk a lot about educating.
Yeah, I think that's really important, especially when it comes to rentals. People expect to have an agent when you sell a home, you know, and they're learning to have an agent for when they buy a home, but a lot of people don't even realize that real estate agents can help them find a rental home or even an apartment. So part of that is education. And I know personally with me, because it's a lot of time and effort to get that contract part filled out and send to them, so I usually would wait until they found a place that they like, and I kind of slip it in with their application process. And I just explain to them, like, hey, because it's going to come down to me. Because if they put somebody else's name up there, I've lost my commission and I've lost my time. But I've always explained, I know you might have multiple people helping you find a rental home. As long as I open the door for you, if you put my name, I really appreciate that. And I haven't had any issues yet. What about you, Sean?
Well, I usually try to get them to sign the rental, the agreement the first time I show a property. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to show a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth property until I have a signature, because there are so many people that have 5 people signed. They have 5 different real estate agents helping them, and whoever gets them the property first is the winner, which is fine. But I find that people who do that are going to take you all over town and never sign anything. So it's better to get their signature on the paper, the first place that you show. That's your first meeting of significance anyway. So why not use that as that opportunity to educate them on the circumstance and get their signature on the sign before you run all over town.
And honestly, I mean, it's a good point, because if they aren't willing to sign something, then really you just need to keep moving on. So, and that way you're protected, your client's protected because you are representing them.
And usually that's one of the first questions people will ask. Well, does this cost me anything? So that's the perfect time I explain to them, you know, I'm paid by commission. So I would really hope that if you find something that you want to see, that you let me know, so I can, you know, have an opportunity to earn that commission. And most of the people, once they respect your time, you usually wouldn't have, you know, any problems getting them to sign a rep, you know. But yeah.
But I think too, trying to get us back to what do we do to prevent people from overusing our time to see a house, multiple houses. So
yeah. Well, the other thing, because our market is so fast moving, it's just like the sales market. The rental market is as crazy. The good houses go really, really fast. So I tell my clients, if you like it, just like the sales market, there's going to probably be 3 other people that like it. And I mean, I showed one rental, it hadn't even been on the market yet, and 4 people had applied with not even seeing the property. So it's crazy out there. So I tell them that, like, we're gonna go out. My appointments run for 2 hours. So we're going to see about 5 properties within those 2 hours. So I need you to tell me what your top choices are. If you have a list of 10, then go ahead and drive around, look at those properties in the neighborhoods, and see if that helps in dwindling that list down, so that way we can see that 5 and you can make that choice, so I can give you the information so you can apply.
and that's really smart to have them kind of go and do the legwork in the beginning to make sure that they really like that neighborhood. Because I've had lots of clients that have called me back going, oh, Linda, never mind, we saw the neighborhood and we didn't like it. Especially if they're not from San Antonio.
Yes.
And that's one thing also that you'll see with renters is sometimes they'll put in applications without even seeing the property, and then they go to see the property after they have submitted their application. So you got to be very careful with that, especially if you're a real estate agent and you are looking at the property for these individuals, and then you are providing them the application for them to fill out. Because if they go through with that application sight unseen and they actually move in, and we've had this happen with our other company of tenants moving in and they just don't like the area that they're in, and it was because the real estate agent showed them the property on video, and they just moved right in because they were military and they PCS'd into San Antonio, and now they didn't like the neighborhood, and they're kind of stuck. And that that makes for an unhappy tenant, which is not good for us as a property management company. It's not a good relationship with the realtor that found them the place either. So it's not a win-win for anybody. So please, when it comes to showing properties or trying to apply for a property sight unseen, make sure you get with the property management company and find out exactly what their procedures are, because they'll have some type of procedures or a letter that needs to be signed. But most of the times they're not going to approve an application unless that person has physically seen the property. So,
Yes,
and
yes,
you want to
yes.
make sure that happens. The other thing that you want to think about when you are going out showing these properties is, Denise does this all the time, is make sure that they are all in the same area. Because sometimes renters, they are all over the place because they don't know exactly where they want to live. So they want to take you from the northeast side to the west side to the south side, looking at all these, because all they're looking at is prices. They're needing to move, and they're looking at prices. So sitting down with them and talking to them and trying to find out what their needs are is going to be best for them and stuff. So anything else on that?
Yeah, and I talked to them about, okay, where are you going to be for work? And then I tell them, like, you realize that this is a 45-minute drive, because from where we live to Converse is easy, 45 minutes, and that's without traffic. With traffic, you're sitting an hour. So I do talk to them about that. And yes, I do stay in one side of town when I show, because that's going to eat up their 2 hours. So if they insist on seeing something on the other side of town, then I tell them, then we only have enough time to see 3 properties today. And so that's how I kind of get around that.
And we're not trying to tell you to limit their properties to 5 altogether, but we're kind of saying, don't try to show them 6 to 8 properties in one day, and then 6 to 8 properties another day, and then here comes Friday, here comes the weekend, and we're going to see 6 to 8 more properties. Now, obviously, work smarter and dwindle it down, but you may have to show them, twice, 2 days. But within those 2 days, you should be able to find something. The last thing that I wanted to bring up was the 30-day notice. So most of these renters are actually renting a property right now, and a lot of them have to give a notice to their property manager or their landlord. If they don't give notice to those individuals, the property management company may not be able to pull any rental information, and it's going to be a denial for those individuals. So that's one of the questions, right, that y'all should be asking, or they should be asking, is have you given notice to your current landlord or current property manager? And some of them will say no. If they say no because they're scared that they won't find a place, it's going to be even more difficult to try to find a place if they haven't given that notice, right?
Correct.
Yes. And most of those that are over 60 days are usually apartment people, usually. And so that's when I'll bring that up, usually, because if they tell me 2 months from now they have to move, I'm like, oh, are you in an apartment? And then that opens it up for me to tell them why I'm asking that question. So
Awesome.
So it sounds like you basically want to screen your clients that you're working with, find out where they are as far as in their moving process, their time frame, their budget, the area where they want to focus on, have them sign all the correct paperwork.
Yes.
And set a limit that's respecting you and your time, whatever you're comfortable with, whether it's 2 homes at a showing or 10, it's really up to you, but keep in mind your time is valuable. And what did I miss?
I don't think you missed anything.
I think you hit them all.
we're good. So, all right. Well, if y'all have any other questions, just hit us up. Hit us up on the comments, or you can contact us at the number that's at the end of the video and stuff like that. We will be back next week.
and I did want to say one thing.
Okay.
The class that I taught is on demand. They put it on an EXP, so if you missed it, you can catch it. And I also put a comment under there, so if you have any questions, you watch through it and you have a question, My you can hit me up on Workplace. You can email me, and I even put my number in on the slideshow. So I will be more than happy to answer any questions.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.